can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Hey y'all, what's up? We're here. Thank y'all for being here. We are here for another video. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Saturday to you all. We have a few topics to talk about. Hello, Rose Armstead, Denise Slay, Delilah T, and everybody else in the building and in the bushes. Thank y'all for all coming over. Ooh, I've been trying to gather more information. I've been trying to gather some more information. All right. I had one picture that I was looking for, and I don't know why I can't find it. I can't remember if I emailed it or what to myself. I'll have to do it on the next video. All right, because it was another piece of little evidence that I had for what I need, but it's okay. We're going to still press on, child. We're going to press on. I'll be trying to see. Huh. All right. Let me get back over here. Y'all bear with me. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. All right. I gotta go live again. Yikes. All right, so we're here. Thank y'all. I see you guys in the building. Oh, some more came in since I looked down. All right. Shout out to everybody. Okay, shout out to everybody because we'll be here all day if I call out everybody. But you guys know I love you down. Thank you all for being here. Okay, let's get into it. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right, let's get into some news I know you guys can definitely use. All right. So as you guys may know, Love and Marriage Huntsville, for those of you that follow the show, for those of you that do not, and you wait on your favorite content creators to give you the information for that, we have some interesting and I guess it's important if you guys want to make it that, news about Trish, Ken, and Marquez. As you guys may know, there was a verbal, I'm going to say squabble. It was on that Kendrick Lamar bullshit, that squabble up. But Ken and Marquez got into a physical altercation, you guys. Yeah, they got into a physical altercation. I feel like this shit is going to blow over and turn into something physical real soon because of all the tension that was going on between the two of them. So it's not a coincidence and it's not a surprise to me that they got into a physical fight. And Marquez actually made a post in the lead about it, where he spoke on, shout out to Donna Rose because I think she's the first one that broke it. So give her credit for that. But she was talking about how Marquez got into this altercation, like I said, with Ken, and said that Marquez made a post in the leak saying that he and Ken actually fought and it happened in front of he and Trish's children. So they got into this physical altercation and this physical fight broke out in front of his children. He did accompany his daughter to one of her dance recitals or dance events that she had, dancing events that she had. And he said he was sitting in the background watching her perform on the stage, and he said he was very heartbroken by what his daughter and his kids had to actually witness on that day between he and Ken. He was upset about that. Yeah, I would think he would, because you know the kids are grown to love both of them, but you know I'm pretty sure that he didn't want to act out like that in front of his kids, but according to what he's saying, that happened. I'm not sure how much of a negative impact that had on Ken, because you guys know that Ken is on probation for 2 years. He is still currently on probation. Ken the Pen, or Kingpin Ken, whatever y'all want to call his ass. 2 years probation for having the trees, okay? The trees, child, up in his car. Y'all know what we're talking about, child. He had some of that shit in his car and he got pulled over. He got on probation for that. I showed you guys the court documents of that. Again, shout out to Wente Talk for that. But of course, tensions have been brewing between Ken and Marquez for quite some time, to where now they have finally had this altercation. So I don't know if Ken is going to be violated by his probation officer behind this, because this just happened like a day ago. So not sure. As soon as we get updates on that in terms of what's going to come of that, we will definitely come back and let y'all know. But you guys remember at Melody's Mimosas event when they were all there, all the cast were there, and not Marquez, but Ken mentioned right at the table where he and Maurice and Kimmy and Trish were sitting. Ken says something to the tune of he wanted to beat Marquez up, or if he was in his younger years that he wanted to stomp him out or beat him up or something to that effect. He wanted to do something physically violent towards Marquez, because he was questioning how well, he parents the kids. Well, I'm just like, listen, I know you've come to love the kids, but I don't think you're going to ever love Marquez's kids more than Marquez. Regardless to the fact that he walked away and left, and I'm not excusing that because that was kind of fucked up. Whatever the situation is, your kids need you. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he left, and it's irrelevant to the fact that Ken felt the need to be aggressive towards their father in their presence. So this person who they've come to trust, and you moved into their house with their mother, and you're supposed to be, dating their mom, you've now attacked their father, which now has caused the two of you as grown men, where your kids could have gotten hurt, where you guys are fighting. You guys see how big Ken is. I'm pretty sure Marquez ain't no punk, even though he cry a lot. I'm pretty sure those be the ones that'll snap off on your ass. But it could have been a very serious situation to where his kids could have gotten hurt. Suppose they in there swinging and acting crazy and fighting like they were, and one of the kids would have got hit or knocked down or anything. It could have become something bigger than it really was. So Marquez was very upset by that altercation taking place. But my problem is Trish allowing this situation to continue, and she's not putting this fire out. It's like she's steady walking around with the can of gasoline when it comes to the two of them fighting. And if I feel like she might enjoy the two of them fighting over her, like two men fighting over me, like, oh my God, Ken fight for me. And then Marquez, oh my God, he's still fighting for me. And that's my, high school sweetheart. She might get a thrill out of seeing the two of these men fighting over her ass because it gives that she likes drama. Because you're not putting the fire out. I'm sorry. But Ken's frustration with Trish not choosing him and allowing Marquez to come around more and be there when that's something he tried to block because he wanted Trish's attention to be solely on him. So now that Marquez has come around again and Trish is steady saying, no, I don't want to get married. Maybe he blames, Marquez for making Trish feel like, hey, she's not ready to get married. I keep asking this woman, do she want to be married? But now that Marquez keeps coming around more, maybe he's influencing her decision. Maybe the more she sees him, maybe she is backing out of or getting cold feet in terms of moving forward with me. You kept hearing them say on this past episode of Love, Marriage, Huntsville, she's not choosing me. She's not choosing me. So it sounds like a 3-year-old, if you will, with Ken feeling so insecure, as big of a man as he is. You got to understand the situation that you came into from the very beginning. You came into a situation that was not done, that was not finished. They were still in limbo in terms of what they were doing. Yes, they were separated. Do I feel like she probably wasn't sleeping with him or having any interaction with him? I don't feel like that. Okay, because if you go mess with another married man, then you would definitely spin the block on your baby daddy. I don't see the shit not happening and justify it in the terms of, oh, well, that's my husband. I don't see anything wrong with it because that's my husband. But bottom line, it's a whole hot damn mess. Now, there's a recent clip for Love, Marriage, Huntsville. We're going to go ahead and play it, where Ken and Trish have a huge blow up. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'm going to go ahead and play it. They've had a huge blow up. Ken starts yelling out all the stuff that he's paying for. You could tell that this was a serious thing, a serious clip. This was definitely not acting, because Trish jumps up and she's telling the camera crew to stop filming. We're not doing this. Stop this. Stop this. So she tried to stop the camera crew. And they continue filming, thank God, or we wouldn't have got this tea, child. But yeah, let's get into it, child. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is on. Shout out to them for this clip. Let's go, honey.
I'm done. I don't want to talk about it because you're not going to try to make it seem like you're the problem.
No, you're the problem.
Okay, and I'll be it. I'll pay for all this, me, not nobody else, because of me. Y'all want the reality? Y'all got the reality. I'll pay for all this.
No.
This. So I don't pay for this? I don't pay for this?
Let's wrap this up.
I don't pay for
Let's
this?
wrap this up.
I don't pay for this?
No, let's wrap this up.
All the cars in the driveway, y'all don't pay for?
No.
Why are you lying?
Let's wrap this up. No,
your truck is over in another apartment building, broke down, because I gotta go fix it.
Hey, my brother fix it. Go.
Ooh. Did y'all hear that? So Ken done moved in, and Trish been using Ken, honey, as like a sugar daddy, so to speak. So Ken is frustrated, and he done put Trish on blast, like, bitch, I done came in here, I done been paying for all this shit with your kids, all this shit in this house, like all the bills I pay for, because I told y'all he's an over-the-road truck driver. So now he is putting her shit out there. This is who Ken is. This is who Ken is. This is who he is. This is why she didn't want to marry your ass. Y'all shit is toxic as fuck. But Ken like, look, I pay for all this shit. I told you this. It didn't look like they were acting, because she jumped her ass up off that chair. Like, hold up, we ain't doing it. He like, I pay for all this shit. Matter of fact, bitch, I done bought you a car and everything, a working car, and you a whole you got a whole good job out here, but I'm not here spending all this money on you. You a whole fucking engineer. Your car is over at a complex, broken down your truck is over there at an apartment complex broken down where it's got to be fixed. And she's like, no, my brother, under her breath, no, my brother gonna fix it. Going to and fix it is two different things. Had he not bought you a car, bitch, you wouldn't have a way to get around. So now he's telling everybody that he done moved up in there and bought all this shit, and now you won't choose me. I'm frustrated. Let's continue. Ooh, child.
You struggling, tell your kids.
Perfecto.
Ooh, y'all hear that?
I'm done. I don't want to talk about it because you're not going to try to make it seem like you're the problem.
No, you're the
okay, and I'll be it.
okay.
I pay for all this, me, not nobody else because of me. Y'all want the reality? Y'all got the reality. I pay for all this.
No.
This. So I don't pay for this? I don't pay for
Let's
this?
wrap this up.
I don't pay for
Let's
this?
wrap this up.
I don't pay for
no,
this?
Let's wrap this up.
All the cars in the driveway, y'all don't pay for?
No.
Why are you lying?
Let's wrap this up. No,
Your truck is over in another apartment building broke down because I gotta go fix it.
Hey, my brother fix it. Go.
When you struggling, tell your kids.
Perfecto.
So that sounds like that's why she was so I feel like she may have convinced him to move in, because when Marquez moved out, remember she said, I got all this shit moving. I still was able to keep things pushing and moving. So I feel like Ken probably moved in and was probably, they were pillow talking, and he kind of told her what kind of job he had, and he kind of promised her some things, and he started like paying for things, and she got used to that. So of course her car broke down. He done moved in and got a moving car, a car that works, and started paying for the shit around the house to where she really probably didn't have to hardly touch her money, but she probably sounded like she was struggling. He done moved her out of the place where they used to stay, where Marquez was staying. They now stay in a rented home where Ken went and found, because he didn't want Marquez to be able to have access and to be able to say, oh, you stayed in my house where I used to stay. So now they're staying in this other place. And so now he feels he has a little more leverage because he's paying for more and his name is on some shit. So now he's telling her, look, bitch, I pay for all this shit. I know the fuck you ain't gonna sit up here and tell me, no, you don't want to marry me. I'll fuck these cameras. I don't care. Yes, I'm paying for your car. I'm paying for all this shit. And when you get to struggling again, bitch, tell your kids. That's what he just told her ass. Let's play it one more time. Ooh, Lord.
I'm done. I don't want to talk about it because you're not going to try to make it seem like you're the problem.
No, you're the
okay, and I'll be it. I pay for all this, me, not nobody else because of me. Y'all want the reality? Y'all got the reality. I pay for all this.
No.
This. So I don't pay for this? I don't pay for this?
Let's wrap this up.
I don't pay for
Let's
this?
wrap this up.
I don't pay for this?
Let's wrap this up.
Why she want to wrap it up? Ken is that type. Ken is real bitch made. When you piss Ken off, Ken is like Martel. No wonder she loved that nigga, because he act just like Martel. When you piss Martel off, he gonna tell all your shit. Ken is the same way I see. When you piss Ken off, he like, fuck these cameras, fuck all this, fuck your life. I'm telling everything. And that's what he doing. Oh, he is bitch made. She don't want nobody to hear that shit.
All the cars in the driveway, y'all don't pay for?
No.
Why are you lying?
Let's wrap this up.
Your truck is over in another apartment building broke down because I gotta go fix it.
Hey, my brother fix it. Go.
When you struggling, tell your kids.
Perfecto.
I'm done.
You see how she looked in the end like, motherfucker, I can't believe you said all this on camera. Nigga, I can't believe you said all this on camera. This is why she don't want to marry his ass. Ken is controlling. You can see that here. Ken is controlling. He's controlling. She don't want that no more, because guess what? Y'all remember when Stormy said, when they were introducing Trish and Marquez and them onto the show, she said that Marquez was very controlling when she was married to him, and that he reminded her of Mister from Color Purple. Do y'all remember that? Sure did. Stormy said she knew them prior, honey. She said she knew Marquez, and Marquez treated Trish like really, really bad. Like he was very controlling. Like he was always on her ass about what she did. Like he didn't trust her or something. And said that he reminded her of Mister from Color Purple, of how he treated and how he interacted with Trish. Now, we already knew that there was some issues going on between Ken and Trish, because when they were both supposed to do the Messy Monday interview with Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King, but the only person that showed up there was Trish. And that's because Ken had done left town, child, for like a couple, well, I want to say it was like a week or so, because he and Trish had this huge blow up. So he didn't even show up to the interview that was supposed to be meant for both of them. And that came out in their Messy Monday, in the Messy Monday, because one there, his ass wasn't there, in that interview with Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly, and she came out and said, because they kept asking, well, where's Ken? I thought he's supposed to be here. She said, well, we had a like a little blow up, we had an argument or whatever, and he left like for a week, and I haven't heard from him, like he didn't call her the whole time he was gone. She said, I haven't spoke to him since he left. So it sounds like their blow ups are very, very toxic, and they go very, very much so too far, as you guys can see right here. He's yelling at her. She's yelling at him. He's cussing at her. She's cussing back at him. God forbid if the children are in the house and they hear this shit, that's fucking toxic. So you brought this nigga in your house from a toxic situation that you said you were in with Marquez to a even more toxic situation with Ken, because all of this yelling, and he could probably be scary when he gets into that mode. Thank God the cameras were there. I don't even want to see how he is when the cameras are not there. Fuck you. If he's telling you that, where's the love in that, girl? If he's saying that to you with your children there, you have a daughter, which now you're teaching your daughter that this is how a man is supposed to speak to you, because you're allowing this to happen because you ain't put this nigga out when he treats you that way. He gets to leave the house and stay gone for a week. You don't know where he is. You haven't spoken to him, so you don't know who he's with and what he's doing. But then when he feel like he's cooled off enough, he can come back home and continue how you guys used to be. Y'all don't need to be married, baby. I promise you. Y'all can't even go together and get along. Marriage ain't gonna make that shit no better. I don't know why people think because they put a ring on and shit just change like abracadabra. That shit does not. If the shit is toxic before you get married, it's worse after if you don't work on it. This situation should never happen. Date. Don't let the nigga move in with you. Let him come and see you when you want him to, and when you get tired of his ass, let him go home. That's how that shit should work between y'all. Or probably don't see him at all. Get a little nookie and keep it moving. Because sometimes good deal make you stay in a situation for much too long. Women, y'all know I'm not lying. Sometimes, I'm saying it again, sometimes that good old vitamin D will make you stick around in places where you should not stick for much too long. You do. You put up with a nigga much longer than you should have put up with him because he was cracking your back just right. And it's giving because he's very sexual with her. I've seen pictures and videos where they interact, especially in public. And I think that shit is mad disrespectful, where this man is, you're standing, maybe like you're standing in front of him, like hugging him, and he is palming your butt cheeks and like squeezing them and all that in public, like filling up on you in like a very sexual way. That's mad disrespectful in public. Now, if y'all in private, child, let him feel on what he want to. Let him grab and palm your butt and do all of that in public. But you out in private, but you're in public where other people can see it, possibly your children, because this video is on your social media. So your children are on social media. They can also see that. They should never see the two of you interact in that way, sexually. And I don't like the way he be up on your daughter. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I feel like that's hella disrespectful as well. He's not her father. So for him to be that close to your daughter where he's hugging her in that type of way, I don't think that's appropriate, especially with a man who's been touched as a child. And you leave him with your children as well and your daughter. You allow him to be alone with your daughter. I don't trust that shit. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just too old school. I don't know. Y'all can put in the chat what y'all think about that. Not Kingdom Reign Plantation Productions. I love that. That's an awesome way of calling it, child. That's a great name. Absolutely. They said this is trash TV. They need to be on Zeus. I can see Love Marriage Huntsville being moved to Zeus. This might be too much for Zeus, yeah. This is very much so Zeus. But let's move on, child. Let me play it one more time and then we'll get out of here. Just for the people who just come in and did not see it. I'm going to play it all the way through nonstop, okay?
Done. I don't want to talk about it. Because you're not going to try to make it seem like you're the problem.
No, you're the problem.
Okay, and I'll be it. I pay for all this. Me. Not nobody else because of me. Y'all want the reality? Y'all got the reality. I pay for all this.
No.
So I don't pay for this? I don't pay for this?
Let's wrap this up.
I don't pay for this?
Let's wrap this up.
I don't pay for
No,
this?
let's wrap this up.
All the cars in the driveway I don't pay for?
No.
Why are you lying?
Let's wrap this up.
Your truck is over in another apartment building broke down because I gotta go fix it.
Hey, my brother fix it. Go.
When you struggling, tell your kids.
Perfecto.
I'm done.
Ooh, child. So he's able to hold over what he does for her as a means to control her. I see that. I pay for all this shit, so you don't do what I want. Guess what, bitch? I ain't paying for nothing. And he got her in such a way to where he purposely paid for everything and got her totally relying on him like that. You got to watch men like that because they use that as a point of control in terms of what they do for you and how much they do for you. And when you don't give them what they want, then they pull those things that they've done for you as a means of control so that you want those things back enough to allow them to control you. Does that make sense? Ooh, child, that's some toxic shit right there. I don't want to be in no place where I got to be arguing with somebody. Like, I don't even like to argue. I'm not an arguer. I don't like to argue. I'm going to be ready to slap a bitch and keep it moving. I don't want to argue. I promise you. That back and forth. When you said that, and child, I ain't raising my blood pressure. I'm not going to argue. I don't like arguing. All right. Bet. We know what bet mean, don't we? All right, let's get back to the main screen, child. Fuck all that arguing. That's a wrap, child. I know about doing all that. I'm too damn old for that shit. But anywho, let's get into some court date drama with Melanie and Martel. There's been some updates with that. We're going to talk about that and what's going on with that. Then we're going to get into some Nazaya stuff that I pulled. And then we're going to get out of here. I ain't going to hold y'all too long, all right? Thank you all for being here as well, though. So let's get into the updates. Shout out to T for TV because she is the person who gets the credit for pulling the court documentation for this stuff, all right? For Melanie and Martel. All right, so shout out to her if you guys want to hear it in its entirety. I'm just going to talk about the pretty much the main points of what's going on in this situation. So if y'all want to hear about all the ins and outs and, in its entirety, y'all can go over there and make sure you hit the like button when you go over there because she did get the court documents. All right, so shout out to her for that. All right, so update on Melody and Martel's court date drama and situationship, child. All that shit is unfolding where Martel, honey, with his funky penny loafer wearing ass, has filed a motion with the courts to block the court documents for the child custody case to be released to the public. Now, this is the same motherfucker that went out here and originally pulled the court documentation and was giving it to all of the bloggers. Y'all remember he got in contact with Queen Sheba whenever he sat down with her to interview with her. He was like, did you get the paperwork that I sent to you, the court documents that I sent to you? Did my people give you the court documents? We saw him at the reunion where he went, with tight ass pants on, switching his ass backstage to go and get the court documents for Melody to read them, where he said he had all these receipts and stuff on Melody and then try to hand them to her. She's like, bitch, I ain't about to read the court documents. If you got some shit on me, you better read it. Don't be passing me no mess to be reading receipts on myself. Like, what kind of world you live in? But anyway, so that's what Martel is requesting right now from this new motion that he's filed. He pretty much, and I see y'all putting that he already did expose himself. Like, you stupid as hell for doing that because we read the documents from A to Z in terms of what was said, what was done. We know about it. I've talked about it at least 4 or maybe 5 times on my channel, where he was still giving corporal punishment to the kids, feeding them hot sauce as a form of punishment, making them eat soap. He was spanking him with a belt. His son got hit with a back scratcher to where blood was drawn. They had to speak to the court guardian ad litem through the courts, and the children gave their testimonies in terms of what they go through in the home over there with them or with him. He does manipulate the children. He said that in his Queen Sheba interview. Well, I can easily manipulate the children. So all of these things are documented. He also was supposed to go to therapy with Tank. He stopped doing that per the court order telling him to do it. He has not done his psych evaluation, and his court dates are quickly approaching. So as you guys know, Martel has been filing motion after motion. Every time it gets close to time for them to go to court, Martel goes to the courthouse and file another motion in order to delay it, or he will fire his attorney, which then gives him more time to keep pushing it back, and delaying it. This court case, both court cases, the revenge P and the child custody case, are pushed back more than Carlos King's hairline. I'm tired of the bullshit. Like, oh my God, can they be done with this already? It's Martel, y'all. It's Martel. He's the mother that filed it. Like, how you gonna file a case and want to continue? Like, you would think you want this shit to end. And I've said this so many times. Martel is using the court system in order to control Melody still. He can't be there physically. He can't talk to her. He can't have an interaction with her. The only interaction he can have is through the courts. So he wants to continue this mess. And every time he fires his attorney, then he got to get another attorney, which then they have to be able to see and go over the court case so that they will be able and be, better prepared to defend him. So, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. All right. So, my thing is this with Martel. He printed out the documents initially for the child custody case. So now he's asking that it not be. Now, I think there's some new developments that may have come out since he's done this. Since he's put out the court documents, and since he's been wanting everybody to know, he's been saying, blogger, read this, because he thought he had some shit on Mel to make her look like a horrible parent when it was really him. So I feel like some new developments may have come out in this child custody case that Martel doesn't want to come out as related to him as a parent. So now he's petitioning that the court documents be sealed. But my thing is, I just don't understand it. As long as he was exposing Melody, it was okay. But now that it feels like he's about to be exposed, now you're bothering the courts with, let's seal this. The court documents should be sealed. And he's coming up with all these different reasons as to why. But Melody did get some great news. Melody did get some great news in this particular situation from the courts about her custody situation with Martel. Let's get into it. I had to take some notes because I can't remember this shit off the top of my head because it's a lot. All right, so Melody's attorneys filed a motion on her behalf, which is a motion to continue the custody case regardless to Martel having his revenge P case coming up, which of course has been moved again. All right, and that kind of works out for Melody, and I'm gonna tell you why. Martel's revenge P case trial will be mid-March. All right, that's quickly approaching. It's been moved to mid-March. Melody's attorneys are being very strategic in how they're doing this, because if Melody gets this victory for the child custody case, then it will also help her in her revenge P case coming up. All right, because testimonies have to be taken into account, and other things are going to be revealed that's also in conjunction to and as related to her revenge P case as well. So it's kind of like she's going to be doing a one-hit quitter in this situation. So she's going to win over here, and she's going to also be winning over here. So Martel has been trying to run ahead and do things, but I think Melody has a very good attorney in terms of cracking down on this situation, and they're getting ahead of Martel and his bullshit, and they're starting to get smart in terms of how Martel is moving, and they're able to be a step ahead of him in this situation. All right. I see somebody mentioning coleslaw. I think coleslaw may turn on him, because we've heard video and audio of her having conversations with blogger AL saying that she feels that Martel should get custody. That Melody should get full custody of the children, because Martel does not have the correct village. He needs help with the kids, and he's really just doing this and able to fight with Melody, but really he just can't with the kids. It's a lot for him. Marlene doesn't want to help him watch the kids, and Ariana saying, bitch, I got my own 2 kids, and I'm not going to keep jumping up early in the morning to come over here and cook for the kids when it's your week with the kids, when I gotta worry about my own kids. So she said, hey, I ain't got time for this shit. I got my own kids to worry about. So I think she's starting to turn on him. She's getting tired of him. He's not making the money he used to. And it's starting to be frustrating for her, because she was counting on him to make her famous. And hell, he ain't even famous no more. He's more so infamous for being in this situation with his ex-wife, Melody Cherie. But again, Melody Cherie's attorneys are being very strategic, because they are getting, they're going to get a victory in her case coming up, I think, and it's going to also give her some leverage in her revenge P case against Martel, because like I said, things like his character, they're going to be brought up. Martel's caustic ignoring orders that he's been ordered to do through the courts, him stalking her, the behaviors that he's been displaying, all of those things are going to be revealed and or discussed in the child custody case, which will then be a paper trail for her to be able to use in her revenge P case. All right. We can name a few things. The kids being removed for 56 days. All right. Why are they removed? This child protective services doesn't just remove kids for no reason. If they remove them, especially for 56 days, there's something there. Okay. So the kids being removed 56 days. Martel ignoring the corporal punishment or the no corporal punishment order. Him discontinuing the order of therapy with Tank. That was something that was ordered. The psychiatric evaluation, in which we hear he's still not done. That was ordered to be done by the time court was in place. Him drawing blood from Tank in that abusive situation that was in there. That's also been documented, and it's in the court documentation as well, where the kids also testified to that. Now the judge has granted Melody the motion and the request for the custody case to remain on schedule as scheduled. Okay, so that's a great thing. So the child custody case will be this April, mid-April, I'm hearing, of course, this year. Martel, of course, is scrambling, you guys, and has kept motioning for the case to be moved back each time that it's time for the case to be heard. But the judge is saying no. They're tired of this. This has been going on, 2 years, going into 3 years, where they keep continuing, keep talking about it, pushing it back, moving it here. I'm tired. It's like watching a tennis match. It's like this. I'm tired. So while he appealed, y'all know he appealed the revenge piece situation. Okay, he appealed the revenge piece situation, which I thought that was the dumbest shit he could have ever done. Why? Because now that's going to open up testimony. That's going to open up for people to be able to be on the stand to testify against you. Maybe Coleslaw, she might be subpoenaed to come up and testify, and if she is she can't get up there and lie. And there's video evidence and audio evidence of her saying things about Martel's parenthood and the way that he's done things behind the scenes, and the fact that she's tired of him doing the things that he's doing with the kids, and he doesn't have the correct village for the kids. These are things that's been released, which would be in Melody's favor. That's her voice. That's her speaking. In terms of talking against Martel and saying that she feels Melody Cherie should get full custody of the kids. So if the person who's supposed to have been speaking for you is now speaking against you, I don't know what else he has in terms of presenting to the court. Hey, I got this person here that can say and co-sign that I'm a great dad. She's saying that he's not even a great dad. Shit, he's not even spending as much time as he should with Knox. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to turn out for him. I mean, I know how it's going to turn out for Mel. So it's looking like she's got a one up on his ass. Okay. She might win both cases. I hope she does it. And it's looking real good for her. All right. But of course, in the revenge piece situation, with him asking for an appeal, which you guys know is a 30-day sentence, suspended sentence rather, if he does lose that case, which I think he will, because he's already been found guilty. You guys know that. So if he's found guilty again, which I think he will, by jury conviction, of course, because it will be a jury since this is a trial, he will have to spend that 30-day suspended sentence, and he's probably going to get more time for not complying with orders per the courts. All right. But he did admit to doing it on Queen Sheba's interview, and he's admitted other times as well. He also admitted to erasing said evidence in his phone. He also said it on Love and Marriage Huntsville when he was in the scene with Marlene, and they were having a conversation about it. He said, and I deleted all of that out of my phone. Just because you deleted it doesn't matter. The fact that you did it is the problem. You can delete all you want to. Melody had the screenshot where you sent it to her, which is why there is a case to this day. So just because you do shit and delete it, that does not keep you from being responsible for said crime. Okay, that's not how it works, and that go for anybody else. Because you do some shit and go and delete it, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be still charged for it. There's a paper trail. It's called screenshot. Okay. Of course, manipulating the kids. We talked about that. So all of these things will be taken into effect and into consideration with this case. Now, Martel has told you guys manipulated the cases by filing all these motions after being found guilty, and then he immediately asked for this stupid ass jury trial because, like I said, of this suspended sentence. I hope he's found guilty, so he's asking to go straight to jail because he needs that. I think Melody can move how she wants to. She can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that he's locked up and off the streets. Why they gave him probation after all of this shit that he's done, I don't know. He should have been locked up. They should have had him locked up until the actual trial. And I don't think he would have filed any motions in the middle of that because he wants to get to trial so he can get out. That's how that should have been handled. But because Alabama court system is so fucking flawed, and y'all excuse my mouth this morning, I'm just frustrated with this situation because Alabama court system is so flawed. I feel like I said, that's how they should have handled that with Martel. He's using the system in order to play the system in order to control Melody. Had they locked Martel up the last time they went to court and they saw that he was not complying with the orders that were asked of him, and that he was not doing what they told him to do, and that he was violating his probation, because he contacted her again after he was not supposed to. It's a no contact order. They're not supposed to be in contact unless it has to do with the children. Melody has also this particular season, she's also talked about him violating that same particular order because he contacted her about some drama that was going on with the Scotts that has nothing to do with the children. So once again, Melody has, and it's documented on Love and Marriage Huntsville, that Martel has once again violated the no contact order. So she's got another one up, and of course, he's going to get dinged for that. All right. So this child custody case will be first, and then the revenge P will be in. Let me get my notes right, and I want to tell you wrong. All right, Revenge P, child custody is in April, mid-April. Revenge P is in March. Okay, so that's how it's set up, it looks like. So March is mid-March is the child custody and Revenge P. No, child custody is mid-April. March is the custody issue. Okay, so yeah, so the custody issue will be first, and then the Revenge P is next. All right, so boom, that's how it's gonna happen. Child custody first, Revenge P next. All right, so that's how it's gonna happen, and that's gonna work out well for Melody. All right, let's see. All right, so Martel also filed a subpoena with DHR to, they call it a squash, legal documents of the child custody case from being revealed. All right, but of course, like we already told you guys, that's already been put out there. Now, his reasoning for doing that, his reasoning for doing that is because he says that he is concerned that if the documents are leaked, that the children, his children, suffer their identities to be leaked and be public. But you didn't care about that before. You didn't care about that before because he's the first person who leaked documents prior. So he's now asking for this thing called a quash of the legal documents, because he's saying that he doesn't want the child custody documents to be leaked in fear that his children's identities will be leaked to the public. Your children have been on national television. Your children were on national television in your storyline. So everybody knows who your children are. Their identities are already leaked because we've seen them. We've seen the children. We know who they are. They have businesses. Your children are on a public platform. You are the one that asked that they not be seen because you did not want them to be on TV, because Melody was getting checks for the children and you wanted a part of that. So you could not get that. So you requested through the courts that your children not be seen publicly on television anymore. But they are still very much so public because we still see them through other family members posting them, like Miss Van, maybe Lauren, anyone else, that she's close to, because she can't do it. Her hands are tied. So we know who the children are. Their identities are already out there. All right. So that's bullshit. I think, like I said, Melody have come across something else in this child custody case that has to do with Martel, to where he is going to be found guilty on something, and he doesn't want that out to where bloggers can pick that up and talk about it and expose him. But as long as he was able to expose Melody, it was okay. So that should be public. And I hope that they don't give him that satisfaction of saying, no, we're going to seal it, because you didn't want that shit sealed whenever Melody originally asked for it to be sealed, because that's originally what was asked. Melody asked that this be sealed from the beginning. Martel didn't want it sealed. So now that it seems like she might have a one-up on you, and that you might be found guilty in some stuff, and that you might have done something really fucked up as related to the kids, now you want that shit to be sealed because you don't want the bloggers to get their hands on it, to be able to talk about it, expose you, and put it out there. So no. We're not talking about nothing sealed. We want it open, just like it was whenever you originally filed it. Martel is the reason why there is even a child custody case. This shit could have gone smooth had he just took his hands off of this and followed what was asked in the courts. 1 week on, 1 week off. Melody changed nothing when the two of them got divorced. They've already had the 1 week on, 1 week off through separation. Just through the courts, Melody said, hey, I'm not even asking for child support from him. The only thing we're going to do is 1 week on, 1 week off, which is what we originally did. He agreed to that, but then he wanted to make things complicated because Melody would not come back to him. So he kept continuing this. He wanted the child custody case to continue. He wanted that. She didn't want that. She wanted that. So because he's been attacking her by way of the courts, it's become more complicated, and now it's going to wind up biting him in the ass. All right? It's going to wind up biting him in the ass. Martel is the one that's been the pettiest, all right? He's the one, like I said, with the whole 56 days and all that. I mean, and then he still was lying about that. I couldn't see my kids 56 days. It's because of her, and she's popping the kids, and she's doing this. She. The kids took they took the kids from you. They didn't take them from her. So that means you did something, not Mel. Oh, they didn't take the kids from her. She had the kids the entire time that you didn't have them for 56 days. You couldn't see them for 56 days. And then he was mad at her because she went to the guardian and lied him in the courts and told him, hey, he's spanking the kids. He's doing this after you guys said he could not. And then he got mad at Mel. Mel was saying he didn't get the kids nothing for Christmas. Like, he was taking it out on the kids because he was mad at her. So this is the type of stupid mess that Martel has continued to do. And it's getting ready to bite him. I really do think that he is getting ready to pay for all the things that he's done and playing with the courts. They see it. they see it, and I think, like I said, she has a very good attorney that's going to handle that. All right. I know they were talking about she's getting Lisa Bloom, and I'm not sure. I hope she does. I really think her attorney is going to sock it to his ass. But what y'all think about it? You can put it in the chat. Let's go and look at a couple comments before we move on. I see you guys are firing off in the comments. Let's see what it's saying, child. Let's see what y'all saying. Let's see what y'all saying. All right, I'm gonna stop here. We ain't gonna go too far back. It says everybody going to court. Child, yes, everybody in court. Everybody says I feel she played him too long. Says that she should have said the relationship is good like it is. Period. Said he already exposed them and did. Said that Trish is making all the money. Hopefully she has her stuff in her name that he's paying for. Well, they did just move to that house that they're in now. They were staying somewhere else at the house where Marquez used to stay. That's where they were staying, but I think that Marquez was popping up over there like, look, nigga, you in my house. And I think Kim was like, okay, well, we're gonna do something about that. So now they've recently moved. I don't even think they've been staying in that house not even 5-6 months now. They literally just moved there. So I think now, because Ken knows that he got his name on some stuff over there now, he got a little bit more leverage, a little bit more footing. So now he's able to throw out stuff like, hey, I stay over here, I'm paying for this shit now, and not Marquez being able to come over there and say, nigga, you staying in my house. So it says that they're both toxic. Trish acts like she wants to put pause on Mel, child. I hope she don't think that. Okay, because Mel fight back. You better ask Martel. She already said at the reunion that she was beating his ass in there. And not that I promote violence all the time, but hey, Mel ain't no punk, so I hope she don't run her ass over there. Mel gonna give her ass a chin reduction. Said actually playing that man's emotions is not okay. Says that this how folk wind up on channel. Child, okay. Or first 48, baby. This is a first 48 situation here. Says that Martel's gonna get locked up and will. Says that Martel is a saucy girl and is okay. Says that Trish might as well stay with Marquez for all of this, child. Martel is so short, but child, he driving the bus, okay? Says, oh Lord, and that's who we need to call, honey. Nobody but the Lord. All right. Says it agrees. Says the Mel ain't lie when she said that Trish still got a thing for him. Okay, 2 men fighting over you, something there. All right, he ain't gonna be fighting for no reason. Said the Martel is a demon and keep doing this to her Mel to keep a storyline on Little Marriage Huntsville. Child, he don't have a storyline. Says the narcs will try to weaponize the court and kids against you. Will. So that I think that it's time for Martel. Hold on, says I think this time Martel is going to be denied and court cases will still be in March and April. Yep. They don't need to keep moving it. I'm tired of every year. We're in 2025. This shit been going on so long, y'all. Since they got divorced. What, 6 years? 6 years now. They've been divorced now 6 years. They've been going back and forth for 6 years in court. This is getting to be too much. My God. She says, Sunny Day says that it's ridiculous that the courts are entertaining this mess. Yeah, it's flawed. I keep saying Alabama court system is flawed when it comes to the child custody case, as well as this revenge peace situation as well. It's been too much, y'all. Diamond Princess says that she has the audacity, along with Tisha, Kimmy, and Destiny, to want to have an issue with Melody. But one thing that Melody won't have to worry about, a man throwing nothing in her face, and then she takes care of. That's a word right there, okay? That's a word right there. Mel takes care of all her stuff by herself. And that's why Martel is pressed, because he can't be up over there living in a house on the hill. All right. He moving every other month. I promise y'all. And squatting. Everywhere he go, he's squatting. All right. Faith Evans Love says that you would think that the courts would get fed up with this sneaky tactics and do. Okay. Says that he, meaning Martel, should not have any contact with those children. Right. Sweet. Carol Sweets. You're right. You're right. Said he's crafty. He's a crafty girl with an attitude. Who y'all talking about, Martel or Ken? Because they both act alike. They both have similar attitudes. They really do. Liza More Lies says, but he was the one that wanted it unsealed. Okay, he was. Rose Armstead says, well, my question was, why don't they just stop Martel from pushing court dates and just give him a public defender? That's another good thing. But, I think he probably said, no, I want an attorney. He doesn't have money for an attorney because he doesn't pay his attorneys. That's why he keeps firing them. Every time it's time for them to go to court, he has to pay them. They're not going to work for free. Think about it. That's why he keeps just firing them. Well, you're fired. He find a reason to fire him. And then they're having to come after him for this money. So he's had like 3 or 4 attorneys through this situation, y'all. 3 or 4 attorneys. The first attorney he had was the attorney that told him he had to pay Melody at $17K. He didn't want to do that, and it was a female attorney. And he didn't want to listen. He acted crazy. He was acting crazy. He threw a chair in court. They were saying in where they were having like a deposition or something. He threw a chair, acting out like he was doing the most, and then fired her because she told him it's the right thing to do. The courts have told you need to pay the money. He acted so much of a fool until Mel was like, you know what? Forget it. Forget the $17K. Forget it. I don't even want it now because he's acting such a fool. I would have been like, hell no, I'm gonna get my money. $17K. I want my money. I don't give a damn if he throw a tree, a chair, a car. I don't give a hot damn. Pay me my money. That's what I'd have been on. And let him be in contempt and they lock him up. Okay. Because he'll act like somebody then. Diamond Princess says, okay, if she's an engineer, she should be able to handle everything on her own and not have to worry about dealing with a man throwing it back in her face, but has the nerve to have an issue with Melody. Yep. Flower Bloom says, forget Motel Raggedy Eyes and will. Zane Good says, oh yeah, says the Narcs love double standards and do. All right. Let's see. We're not gonna read them all because we can't. I'm just gonna pick through y'all. Says Ariane Curry, you're not that girl. Says Martel is that crafty girl with an attitude. Oh, y'all roasting him. Okay, I love it. All right, let's see. Says Child Marlboro Marlene no longer on the show. Praise the Lord, honey. Okay. I said that Melody got Cardi B's attorney. She should, child. Okay, if she got Cardi B's attorney, she about to show enough be one up, because baby. I said that Marlene forgot what side of bread her butter was on, child. Says I'm sure that Mel would have continued to assist Marlene had she had Mel's back. Probably, but she is, child. She's manipulated by Martel because that's what he does. Says Marlene is tired and says she's babysitting old English 840 ounce, not the 40, child. Not babysitting the 40 out here, child. Says the coleslaw is 12 years of peasant, child. Not 12 years, 12 years of slave, child. Cha. All right. Deleted dummy. Hold on. Deleted dummy. Martel is on the spectrum. Child, he below the spectrum. He is. And somebody got mad with me the other day for saying that. Y'all, let me stop, because y'all be trying to come for me in the comments. I'll be like, it's really not that serious. Like, I'm really trying to address the issue at hand, Martel. It's literally on the spectrum. Like, if you can't pass an open book test, there's something wrong with you. Because how many times, and I think they said he's tried to pass this test at least 4 times. So at some point in time, you're going to run across the same question. And if you're still getting that bitch wrong, something's wrong with you. At some point, you should get it right. If you said, whatever you said the last time obviously was wrong. So if you're taking the same test, obviously you're going to run across that question again. And you put the same shit you put the last time when it was wrong. Something wrong with you. I'm just saying, like, that shit makes no sense. It makes no sense. If you put true this time and you got it wrong, and you take the bitch again, it seems like you put false next, so you can get it right, right? If it's true or false, and you putting true here, and they put X, and you take it again, and you put true again, you're gonna fail the bitch again. I mean, common sense say you put false. I'm just saying. I don't know anybody that's slow. I'm sorry. I mean, damn, are you sounding it out? Like, do you need a leapfrog when you take the test? I don't know. I'm trying to help you. Like, should Sugar Mama read the questions and break it down? Because she seems to be very, very smart. Like, maybe plug up your leapfrog and take it with your leapfrog. Maybe you pass it. You know, usually true or false questions if you get the shit wrong the first time. If it's true the first time and it's wrong, then the next time this shit gonna be false and you get it right. That's usually how that shit works. I don't know. I ain't never took no builder's license test, so I don't know. But 4 times... Yeah, he need a leapfrog. That's gonna help you read. That's gonna help you break down the question so you can understand what they're saying. Maybe he can read, but he can't comprehend. Because some people are that way. Some people can read, but they have comprehension problems. Right? Like, what, you know, if you put the board here, what needs to be here to make the wall stand up? Like some shit like that. I don't know. I've never built anything like that. I don't know. What do you need here in order to make the wall stand up? If you put screw there, if you type screw or write screw there, and it should be board, then you're gonna fail the bitch. I'm just saying. Hypothetically. Everybody knows you're gonna need about 2 good boards, strong boards to make a wall. If you say screw, it's supposed to be board, then you're gonna fail the shit. I don't know, Martel, I'm trying to help you, and I ain't even took the test. I feel like I could pass the shit. Okay, and I'm a good test taker. I feel like I could pass the test, and I never took a builder's license. But 4 times and you failed the bitch. And he said it on the show, I've taken it only about 4 times. No, niggas, not only. Like, you making it seem like it was 1 or 2 times. 4? don't say only. I've only taken it only like 4 times and I didn't pass it. Okay, well, think about some of those questions. You've seen these questions before within the 4 times, and you're putting the same answers each time, and you keep failing it. Okay. Damn, just let Sugar Mama take the test. Shit, I'm tired of him. Sugar Mama, please take your daddy test so he can get his damn license and y'all can move on with y'all life out here, Lord. Okay, Jesus. All right, let's move on, child. This is sad, ain't it? This is sad. Said she was bragging about Paris being smart. Let Paris take it. Hell, let Paris take the test. She said Paris is a straight A student, even though she's a bully. Okay, let her bully her way over there and take the damn test for you, child, so you can get these damn license and leave us alone with this shit. Because I'm tired now. I'm tired. I'm tired of 4 runaway slaves about this shit. For real. I said Mel was like, Martel, if Johnny has 3, right? If Johnny got 3 apples and he eat 3, how many you got? This nigga still sitting with 3? Because I said I still had some in my teeth. That's him. I can see him saying some stupid shit like that. If Johnny has 3 apples and he eats 3, you know how they do in school. If Johnny has 3 apples and he eat 3, how many apples do he have left, Martel? 3? Because I can't, I got some apple right here, so I still got some. So it's still 3. I got, it's 3 places in my mouth where I got some apples, so it's still 3 apples, right? Fail, you got another F. Damn, Martel. No, Hammers. I see why now they say he taught special ed in school. And I ain't picking at nobody kids in special ed or special ed or anything. I'm saying I see why he taught special ed, because maybe maybe he felt like this, maybe he felt like that would work out for him. He can run around telling people he was a teacher, but using it with a helmet on too. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Maybe put your helmet on when you take the test. Maybe that's what's missing. That's what's missing. That's why you're not passing this test, Martel. You did not have your helmet and chin strap on when you took this test, and you failed it again. I guarantee you, if you take it again, put your chin strap on and have Sugar Mama reading to you, you're gonna pass it with a 100. I'm speaking it into existence right now in the name of Jesus, Lord. Lord, let him put on the helmet and the chin strap, Lord. Lord. All right. Oh, that was for you, Martel. If you don't pass it after that, I don't know what to tell you. I done sent prayer waves and everything your way. I don't know no more. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. All right, let's move on, child. Take care of that quick. Oh, Lord. Y'all, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Martel? What's wrong with you? All right, let's see. Okay. All right, no, I don't need that. We're gonna wait on that. All right, let's get into some Naziah news, because I pulled some things that we did not get to talk about in the interview. It's so many layers to this, y'all. It is so many layers, and we're gonna talk about them. All right, we're gonna talk about them. All right, so let's see. Why is that not doing? I'll say, yeah, we know that. I don't need that either. Y'all, I pulled so many receipts. Okay, hold on. Ooh. Okay, yeah, no. All right, so let's get into some video, because I got some videos. I'm gonna play some videos. Let's get some videos up. All right, hold on. All right, so this is where the judge actually gives her. She's getting ready to read down, honey. She's reading down. The judge is speaking on the aunt and the grandmother here. Okay. Should I go ahead and upload? Let me go ahead and upload all these so I can just go boom, boom, boom. It's gonna be faster. All right. Let me go ahead and upload those videos. All right. Oh, that was yesterday. Okay, hold on. Y'all give me a second though, okay? Got those. I'll pull those too. Jesus, it's so much. Video. No, we definitely need that. That's the Jarvis and the Cordell, aka King call. We definitely need that. Press conference. Oh, why is that doing that? Shit. All right, let's go ahead and get into the videos that I already pulled, and then I'm gonna have to spin the block. God, I hate when stuff don't upload like I need it to, because then it makes me irritated, because I be really wanting y'all to see that stuff. But let's get into some videos that I pulled. What y'all laughing at? Said, oh my God, no. Let me get out y'all business. Y'all talking to each other. All right, let's get into these videos though.
You cannot receive additional calls from this instance until you call.
All right, so in this phone call is the guy who worked at the shop with Jarvis. All right, we're talking about the Naziah stuff. Now, Jarvis is the guy, aka King. I mean, Jarvis is the guy who they're saying unalived Naziah. Okay, Cordell, Wright is King, the guy who worked at the shop with Jarvis. Okay, now they're saying here they're referring to Naziah as the niece. So it says that Cordell, which is King, refers to Naziah as the niece, Jarvis's niece. And there was some suspicious stuff going on. All right, so we're gonna listen to it. You guys just tell me what y'all think. Y'all can talk within the comments. All right.
We can take your credit or debit card information over the phone and connect you immediately back to your phone. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept all communications from this. Thank you for using Tony.
My guy, what's up, man?
Nah, shit, man. What's happening?
Nah, shit, man. How you feeling? My bad, I missed your call. I was working like a motherfucker.
I figured they said you was up there banging. They said something banging.
Yeah, you know it.
What's up, my nigga? Who is that, Tim? What's up, boy?
You know it.
Hey, shit. Man, I'm calling, man. These bitches, they put my money on my motherfucking books, bro.
Oh, yeah, take a minute for them to put that shit on there. Even if you walk in with it, man, they be playing it crazy.
Yeah, man.
I swear to God. They shoot out a machine and shit. You show you straight, you need something. I might give you a couple dollars for that thing.
Yeah, you know, I had some money on my books, nigga. I came in with money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they put this shit on my hookup. I was looking on the tab, I think I'm on $0. That's some bullshit.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
How is it, though?
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm really gonna be quarantined on this whole shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, they got you on that quarantine club for how long? 3 days?
I don't know how long, nigga. Shit, I'm about to be the only one in this bitch on my part.
You say, what happened?
I said, shit, I'm about to be the only one. Remember me and Ken, you know, this motherfucker, you want these boys up in this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
What you need?
Huh?
No, I was asking what that customer needs. Man, listen. You straight?
Yeah, good, my nigga.
Huh?
So yeah, I'm good, oh, shit, yeah. You got Tasha number, right?
Yeah.
So, Dig, I'm gonna need you to call her one thing, nigga, and get that truck up there, nigga. Get my phone out there back seat, bro.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm going to get the truck up there. What tell her?
Tell her you gonna, you fuck around and lost your car that there too when we was moving the radio
Okay.
on the seat. Now, I said this.
It would.
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Reach my hand that back seat.
Where? Yeah.
So you reach behind that back seat, bro. There's a box right there. Straight behind the middle of that back seat, bro.
Okay, under it or in the back or in the back
In
thing?
the back, like right in the back of the seat, bro.
Okay.
On the second row.
I got you. You know you took the key. You took the key to the gate.
It's the same key.
I don't got that key to it.
Yeah, you do. It's the same key to the lock and door.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, it's the same key, bro.
Now, you know I got to. I'll put the money on the phone later, man. When I get around, baby, I will put the credit card.
It's all about that. You get him on that. I call my wife and have her bring up the tea.
No, I don't need it, though. If you said the same one, I got it. So I don't need it right now anyway. Just when I get the scrap out of there.
Okay.
And Mr. Wright, were you successful in getting that cell phone from the vehicle like Mr. Bud asked you to?
She came up there, but no, I wasn't successful. It wasn't there.
Wasn't there? Okay.
When we say she, who are you referring to?
Tasha,
And who's Taki that you know of?
his baby mom.
Okay. Did you look for it in the vehicle?
Yeah, I looked for it.
Okay. And you were unsuccessful at finding it?
Yes.
And Ms. Short, I want to talk to you now about the second time that you were speaking with Detroit police. Would that be fair to say?
Okay, is that the end? All right, so really we just listened to the phone call, and then you guys just heard just a small little preliminary part. All right, so let's take this down. Okay, so we got more. Stay there. We got some more because I pulled some really, really good ones. All right, so let's see.
You cannot receive additional calls from this entity until you call prepaid. We can take your credit or debit card information over the phone and connect you immediately back to your call. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
Okay, I think that one we heard already. Let me take that one down. I didn't know I did that twice. I'm tripping. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me.
I have to speak on Isaiah.
Okay, so the judge, this is why I really want y'all to hear. The judge is getting ready to snap off because she's heard everything. She's made all the faces that she could make while there was testimony. Now, granted, this is the preliminary hearing. They've not had the trial because the trial is not until March 7th. So what the judge is saying here, baby, she letting them know she ain't playing. It's going to be some more charges, not just Jarvis, all right? Because she's been taking notes. And, baby, I'm ready. Let's go.
I have to speak on Isaiah Harris and the community who failed her. And I am only presented with certain evidence. I don't know the whole story. The attorneys know more than me. The family knows more than me. But from what I have heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given the adequate attention and love. I don't know where her father is. I don't have any mention of him in her life, no presence. To Cordell, aka King, and all the men who saw Jarvis butts hanging out and always around these young girls, including Isaiah, and his 9-year-old daughter going up to the shop to clean up his shop. The school counselor who never showed up, or the person who was supposed to show up if that counselor was absent, after Isaiah was on the floor on the day she went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor. There's no mention of CPS, but I wonder what their involvement was over the years, because this was not just a one-year thing. There are text messages at least from 2022. To her adoptive grandmother, Annette Harris, whose testimony, in my opinion, was very questionable. I understand why the people put her on the stand to establish Isaiah's residence and the houses on Bedford and the regular routine, to establish also that Isaiah was not a runaway child, that she was not a bad kid. I do believe she adopted Isaiah. I do believe that she had 6 kids in the house. I believe that Isaiah had on a dark hoodie the day she went missing, and that she had on red and black Nikes that day. What is hard to believe is that the defendant never came into the house as she testified. And there was also a minor that testified that he did as well. Text messages that show between him and Isaiah that he did in the basement, saying he was going to the shower, stealing her panties. He was always lurking around that house and asking for Janiyah and Zaniyah, from what I know. I even thought about the breakfast routine and saying that all the kids like eating breakfast at school. Did they have a choice? I don't know. But to always send those girls up there to clean up the shop raises questions. And how were there 2 women in that house who have birthed children themselves who did not notice that Isaiah was pregnant, and I believe she was, and not having her period anymore? But then after hearing text messages today, begging Jarvis for pads as if she didn't have anyone else to give it for her. And what stood out the most was when Annette Harris stood on the stand, and she learned around 6 p.m. that Naziah did not come home from school, and said she looked around for her and decided to wait until the next morning to call the police. Without a tear, without emotion, or any expression of being devastated. And to her Aunt Shannon, who also showed no emotion, expression of being devastated from Naziah going missing. She stated that she had friends help look for Naziah, but was directed to just wait until the morning to call the police. A grown woman who likely suspected something strange going on didn't feel the need to call the police either. They were both able to go to sleep at night without hearing from Naziah or having any indication that she was coming home that night. And of course, the defendant, who I will get to in a minute. I don't know who else failed Naziah, but the community did. As far as the people establishing probable cause, I will focus on count 1, as it's been stated that there is no contention with counts 2 and 3. In count 3, I will amend based off of the motion and the testimony I heard that Naziah was 12 and not 13 at the time that Jarvis Butts had sexual intercourse with her. The prosecution is correct. You do not have to have a body to establish first-degree premeditated murder. It would have been a much shorter exam had her body been found, but this is where we are. In the last 365 days, no text messages. We all heard today and yesterday that she was very active and frequently texted. No social media for a year. We heard through testimony that she was also active on social media. No phone calls, which she was also able to do according to testimony. No physical sighting of her by anyone. She never came back to school. No one has seen her. Medical records dated from July 2014 to October 2023 indicated that she had no life-threatening medical issues that would lead to a natural cause of death. The black hoodie found in the area of 7 Muhlenberg with her DNA and blood on it. The holes in the hoodie consistent with some sort of struggle, violence, or weapon being used. And we know that there were no holes in that hoodie when she wore it to school. We saw a picture of her in a black hoodie on her last day that everyone saw her. I do believe her grandma testified truthfully about the sweatshirt that she had on and that was practically new. And the border agent who said that no evidence of animals would have destroyed the clothing or the shoes to possibly lead to animals tearing up that hoodie. The clear glasses found in the blue Nissan the day after she went missing. The behavior of the defendant when he snatched those glasses. They looked exactly like the glasses she had on in her last picture, according to the witness. The shoes that her brother described as the same shoes that were found also in the area of 7 Muhlenberg near the hoodie. While this is still probable cause, the evidence all points to Jarvis Butts. His locations, him being seen with her last, the abortion searches, the abrupt silence between the two of them in text messages, and the constant lies he told throughout the entire investigation. And they were proven to be lies with text messages and other testimony. We may never know what happened, but from what I heard today and over the last 4 or 5 days, it appears he intended to perform what he thought was a do-it-yourself abortion on Naziah and went south, and instead of seeking medical attention for her, he intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up. As much as I want her to be alive today, there is at least probable cause to show and believe that she's dead and that she was murdered by Jarvis Butts. Mr. Butts, stand up. You've been sitting over there for 4 days with your head down, hidden between and behind your attorneys, with your mask on, and taking vigorous notes. I want you to pay attention and listen to everything I have to say. I have been trying to figure out for the last 5 days, you, At one point, I thought you were cognitively impaired in the beginning of this exam. And then maybe you had the brain of a 10-year-old, and that's why you were doing such things. But as I heard more and more testimony, you're just the true definition of a pedophile. Watching you laugh and brag about all the women you have with different women and the children and the girlfriends, and making babies to groom them, and having them in your presence, cleaning up your shop, and the little girls around you, has landed you here today. You groomed Isaiah. You played mind games with her. We all heard that. You controlled her emotionally. She was exposed to so much at such a young age. The text messages between you two were disgusting to hear.
That's good work.
And to think that she had you saved in her phone as bae for life. Isaiah deserves so much more. And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you were the monster in this whole picture. She did deserve love from her parents and everyone who was in her life. She was ignored, she was neglected, and you took complete advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted someone to love her, and she will never know what that feels like. Your children deserve more. As much as defense counsel has raised issues on count 1, all that has done is raise the question of fact for the trier of fact, which means that this will be for a jury or a judge to hear in Third Circuit. I pray for the healing of all the victims and the young girls and possibly boys who have come into contact with you. As a community, we should look at this case as a prime example of how much work we have to do when it comes to protecting our children and especially our black girls. I pray for closure and healing for all those who have been traumatized by you.
Y'all hear the family break out and start crying when she said that? Some of the people in Naziah's family was in the audience, and you could hear them trying to hold back their cries. It was like they were trying to hold it back so the judge could finish saying what she had to say. It was very emotional. He just stood there like he didn't give a damn. Like, hurry up, finish saying what you got to say so I can go back to my cell. That's the look he had. He didn't give a hot damn. And I already said it. I said it in my interview, and I stand behind that. I feel like the grandmother, Annette, and I'm going to say names, the grandmother, Annette, and I feel like Shannon, which is their aunt, and I feel like the other sister, which is the twin, Makita. I'm calling names today, damn it. I feel like all three of them knew, and probably other members in the family, but those three especially, they knew and they know what happened to Naziah. I've already said it when she went missing, when they found out she was pregnant. With her being exposed for being pregnant would have crashed down everything they had going on. One, Shannon stood to lose her own children, all 5 of them, to the system because Jarvis was not supposed to be around those children because he is a 4-time now pedo, okay? The grandmother stood to lose her foster children and the other children that she had as well, which would have cut her money, and she probably would have been in jail because of neglect and some other things because she allowed it. She knew about it. And 2, you did not report it within the time that you should have reported. 24 hours went by before it was reported, and you still didn't go to the police. You went to the school, and the resource officers reported it. She still didn't report it. On your way to the school, you could have been on the phone with the police and say, hey, my granddaughter is missing. I'm on my way to the school right now. I need to do a report, You still didn't do that. And then they had to coerce you into being a part of the news thing that they did, for her. She didn't want to do that. And they had to coerce her into doing it because, they were like, hey, you're going to look like a suspect if you don't. So all of these things have happened. I feel like the other sister, Makita, which is the twin to Shannon, I feel like she knew about it as well. I feel like they all were. I feel like the reason why nobody called the police is because they were giving Jarvis time to put away the body, to get rid of to get rid of Naziah. I feel like that. King says that Naziah was last seen at the shop. I feel like whatever happened to her happened at the shop. It happened at the shop, allegedly. In my opinion, whatever happened to Naziah happened at the shop. King says that Jarvis did not show up to work the next day at the shop. You know why? He was busy getting rid of evidence. There's evidence of her also being seen at hotels. And this is my own personal opinion. I feel like Naziah and I feel like Shannon's daughter, oldest daughter, I'm not going to show her picture again. I feel like there may have been some trafficking in there. And y'all follow me when I say it. There was also evidence that Naziah and Shannon's daughter was out until 2:30 in the morning with Jarvis. Everybody else home sleep. Why are these girls who have to be to school the next day out until 2:30 in the morning? That's been brought to my attention. And that's from a family member, that those children were out until 2 o'clock in the morning with Jarvis. I feel like there's been some trafficking shit going on here that needs to be looked into. I do. Because Shannon, how you didn't know your daughter was home? Annette, how did you not notice that Naziah was not home at 2 o'clock in the morning? There were conversations and text messages with Jarvis and Naziah at 2 o'clock, 2:30, 2:16. Like all of these conversations were had while these children should have been in their bed asleep to get ready to get up for school the next morning. The day before Naziah passed away or was not seen anymore, they said that she went to go and speak to a school resource officer and was complaining about stomach pains. They said she was sitting on the floor, kneeling on the floor, and said she had stomach pains. It's already in text messages where she was complaining to Jarvis about it was getting too hard for her at school with this baby. So there was conversation back and forth in terms of plan B. She was too far along for a plan B because she was already 4 to 5 months pregnant. So plan B was out of there. So what's next? Jarvis stopped speaking to her and she kept saying, "Are you there? Are you there?" He stopped speaking to her because he in his mind was thinking, I got to do something because this is going to come back on me. It's going to come back on me. If she has this baby, a paternity test has to be done. 2, she's a minor. So all of these questions are going to come into play. So he started going into action in terms of getting rid of the evidence. That's why Naziah is not here. I feel like the grandmother knew it because Naziah was getting ready to expose everything in that house in terms of what was going on. Well, one thing about Naziah, baby, let me tell you something. With her being on social media and the family didn't want her to be on social media, this girl is solving her crime while she's not here. She's left so much of a footprint on this damn case. I went and started looking at stuff. I said, oh my God, this girl, she's not here anymore, but it's like she's left evidence behind so that people can say, okay, let me connect that to this, to this, to this, 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 this. She did this. Why is there chains on the refrigerator? Oh my God, we got to look into that. Why is it these text messages 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? She's saying that they're saying that she was never at the shop. And oh my God, I got pictures of her at the shop. And I'm going to show it here in a few minutes. There's another child that's also in Jarvis's car. I don't know whose car it is. It's a white car. There's a child's arm. You can tell it's a child sticking out of the car. Jarvis is not supposed to be around any children. And this was done at the shop. What is this child doing at the shop with their arm hanging out of the car? No children are supposed to be around him because you are a 4-time pedo. Let's get into this uncle. There's a picture and video circulating around. It's on TikTok. It's on Facebook. It's on everywhere in social media that this other uncle, who is also a pedo, we found out. Okay. Naziah was dancing. She always liked to dance. She was a dancer. Okay. Maybe that's, I don't know. Y'all know teenagers, that's how they do. They do TikTok videos. She was dancing. Anyway, he was sitting behind her while she was dancing. She was into it. And he grabbed her from behind. And I mentioned this in my interview to 7 Mile Radio. Shout out to him. But he grabbed her from behind and pulled her back on his lap. I didn't like that because I'm like, men should not be touching teenage girls, like any girls. Back on his lap. And obviously, I don't know, maybe she didn't think anything of it because he then kissed her on the cheek and she was smiling when it happened. But she's been introduced to grown men. Do I feel like Jarvis is the only grown man she's been introduced to? No. Do I feel like Naziah was pregnant more than one time by Jarvis? Yeah. Because how did she know to go and get a plan B? Think about all of these things. I think about all of this stuff when I look at this case. I feel like this is not the first time she's been pregnant because she knew what to do when she found out. She's only 13. She's only 13 when she reached out to him She already knew. This is the second time this has happened because obviously he was sleeping with her without protection. Mind you, a 4-year-old was already tested with chlamydia, so he's carrying. You're not using protection, and we know you're not because you have 13 to 20 children. So whatever you have, you are doing this with these girls, and you're passing it to these children. 4-year-olds should not have chlamydia. I'm sorry. 4-year-old, no child. No child. That's only passed through sexual contact. So if she was contacting him to say, hey, can you go and pick up a pregnancy test? Can you pick up a plan B? She's asking him these things because obviously this has happened before. They were able to get away with this before because they got the plan B in time and that situation was caputo. Gone. They didn't have to worry about it no more. But this time when he asked her in conversation, and I went back and looked at it. When she said to him, I didn't get my period. And he asked her, how long ago has this been? She said, well, I went to the doctor, So I'm looking at the timeline. During the time that this conversation took place, she was very much so into, and I think she waited to tell him, and I think that pissed him off because he wasn't able to fix it this time. And I think he took his anger out on her. But anyway, let's get back to this timeline. The timeline that I put together in terms of the conversation that was had whenever she was telling him, in terms of when she did not receive her period, she had to be about going into 4 months. She was far along. She was far along. She was far along. She was far along. She was at least 4 months when she passed. So she couldn't have taken a plan B by then because like it's a baby in there by then. Okay? Yeah. You can't get rid of no baby by no plan B in no 4 months. You're just not doing that. I feel like she's been pregnant by him more than one time. And I talked to somebody else about that, a very reputable source, and they agree. They agree that Naziah had to have been pregnant by him before for her to know what to say to him and how the conversation was set up in terms of what she said to him and how he responded. It says to me that this has happened before. So they knew exactly what to do. This time she waited too long when he did it again. I feel like grandmother, with her being around grandma, with her being around Shannon, they saw her. They saw, her body is different. She's filling out. I feel like she knew. I feel like Shannon knew, and she lied on the stand. And the judge talked about that as well, that there was some inconsistencies in testimonies. When Shannon said she called him because she tried to act like when she threw out those other phones that was the end of the conversation. No. They confiscated those phones and they went back and they found conversation where Shannon said she knew of 2 passwords that Naziah used. The second one she used, the second one that she found password, she put into said device that Naziah used, and she found conversation between Naziah and Jarvis. In that conversation, she also saw some pictures that were sent from Naziah to Jarvis. She tried to say she didn't know what the pictures were. Bullshit. You saw it. You saw the conversation, which was inappropriate. She tried to play it off like she didn't know what was said. She knew. I feel like she saw the conversations where Naziah was telling Jarvis that she was pregnant, and I feel like she kind of got in with Jarvis in terms of what we got to do to get rid of this problem. Everybody in that house knew about that. Everybody in that house knew she was pregnant. Grandma didn't report that shit, and that's why Shannon said, Mama, should we report this? Because grandma is making the decision in this situation because, first of all, it's grandma's house. 2, grandma got them kids from the state. 3, Shannon's kids is attached to the situation too because she got 5 of them. So if grandma's kids get taken away, so does Shannon. So Shannon is asking permission from her mother. Should we call the police? Grandma says no. You know why? We got to give Jarvis enough time to do what he's doing in terms of what we talked about. That's why ain't nobody called the police. They knew. They saw her walking around all this time. Month after month. Grandma ain't bought no pads for her last month, the month before, or the month before. You know why? Because she contacted Jarvis to buy her pads. Because they were covering this situation up. Said, Jarvis, can you buy? I don't have any pads. But then you don't need any pads because you're already pregnant. If you guys go back and look at text messages because I already showed them. There was text messages prior to when she did receive her period that she asked him to buy her pads. Why didn't you ask grandma? Because grandma get a check for you. That's her job, to buy you pads. Her job is to feed you, provide shelter for you, clothes, anything that you need. All of your needs should come from grandma because grandma getting a check from the people. So why are you texting Jarvis and asking Jarvis to go and get you whatever you need in terms of plan B, all of these other things that a girl might need? They knew. That shows how much you guys check in with Naziah. I saw one of her last posts, and let me go ahead and reiterate this too. I looked at her social media posts. Naziah had 2 Instagram pages. For those of you that did not know, I've been digging. Naziah had 2 social media posts. One of which the grandparents knew, the grandmother knew about, and Shannon, because they were on her, because they took her device so many times because she was doing all these little inappropriate dances and stuff, and inappropriate stuff on there, putting the middle finger up. Some of the videos that I saw, I went back, I was like, typical teenage stuff. She was that type of child, not bashing her in any way, shape, or form, because she's a teenager. But she created a second Instagram page because she was trying to hide what she was doing, because her grandmother and Shannon already knew about the other page. Typical teenage stuff. I'm not downing her in any way, shape, or form. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. She had way too much rope to do what she wanted to do. I don't think they watched her enough. And then when they did get onto her, when she got to going a little bit too far, they would take her device for a few days or so. And then she got a phone from somewhere, because grandma testified on the stand she didn't have a phone. I got pictures of Naziah with a phone. So it seemed like whenever they would try to reprimand her for things that they didn't want her to do or be involved with, she would still do it by way of maybe Jarvis, because she did mention in text message to him, I need another phone. So maybe he was giving her a phone so that she can communicate to him and know when to come and meet him at said shop, or text him to let him know, hey, you can come down to the basement now, or whatever the case may be, because she was also said to be in hotels as well. That's why I said it's kind of making me feel like some trafficking may have been involved in this situation. Because I have a picture of also of Naziah sitting in a hotel. You could just tell by the way, like, how curtains and lamps and stuff like that look. Her background appeared that she was in a hotel. So my question is, what the fuck is she doing in a hotel? So let's get into some pictures and stuff that I pulled, so that you guys can look with me, so I can explain it all day long. But visuals will be everything, child. Let's share so y'all can get visuals. All right, let's get some visuals. I like y'all to get visuals. These are some pictures that I pulled. These also come from family members too. All right, so this is at the shop. This is coming up on my screen. Y'all know it's a little latency with. All right, so on my screen is, as you guys can see, the sunlight is here. But sitting right here is Jarvis, where my mouse is moving. Jarvis is changing a tire. All right, this is Jarvis's daughter that he has with Shannon. They're doing like a little TikTok dance. This is just a still picture from the video, from the TikTok video that they were doing. Okay, this is Naziah. Obviously, they ain't got no shoes on. They're supposed to be cleaning now. Mind you, they're cleaning a shop where there's nails and probably other things going on there. Fluids from cars being fixed. These girls are walking around at the shop with no shoes on. They're supposed to be cleaning, not sure what they're supposed to be cleaning, because you guys heard in the interview yesterday from 7 Mile Radio, they had a guy there that cleans the shop. So I told you guys, I felt like the word clean, have the girls come here to clean, was a code word for them to come to possibly be, sexualized or maybe trafficked. Okay, yeah, that's what I feel. So these are the girls. That's Shannon's daughter, the ones that look just like Jarvis, and that's Naziah. They're doing a TikTok video. He's back there fixing a tire, doing whatever he's doing to a tire. Okay, that's another view of it. That's his daughter. That's Naziah. That's Jarvis sitting back there. Another view. All right, and this is just some statistics that I pulled in terms of resolved. And when you see runaways, and this is, I think, for Detroit. All right, this is how many resolved, and this is how many endangered. As you guys can see, active meaning active, and resolved meaning there. As you guys can see and heard, where 7 Mile Radio said that he's actually found at least 3 children that were missing. So that's what he does. That's what he does in Detroit. He helped find kids. He's also been on this situation with Naziah. He found Naziah's shoe and clothing that was by a lake. Okay. While we're talking about the lake, let's get off this and let me pull, because I also have pictures where, let's look at the pedo uncle and what's going on with him, because I got the info for him too. Sorry for skipping around a lot, because I'm trying to give you guys all this info. So let's look at the pedo uncle who pulled Naziah down on his lap, which I thought that shit was hella disrespectful. All right, his name is Eric Bethel Gamble. All right, this is his profile. Eric Bethel Gamble. All right, he is an uncle of Naziah. All right, of course, he's 58 years old. Date of birth, we don't care. 5'11", 219, eyes, we don't care. All right, so now it says description. Description is he was arrested and charged for the R word and attempted, okay, sexual motivation. And this happened on the date that he was convicted was 4/21/2015, okay, in Ohio, okay. His release date his release date was 12/4. So he went in on 4/21/2015 and he was released on 12/14, honey, right before Christmas 2018. All right. Now they said that he is a 3-tier sex offender. Now this is who Shannon and Annette, who is the grandmother, had around Naziah. That's all she's been around was offenders. Everybody around Naziah was an offender. Shannon is an offender, even though she wasn't arrested. She's got nieces, family members that have come forward to say they were touched inappropriately by her and her sister, Makita. So Makita is an offender. Shannon is an offender. Annette is an offender because you slept with an offender and you had offenders in the house with your grandchild. All right? Because it said that Annette, who is the grandmother, was locked in a room with Jarvis. And they're saying that there might have been some sexual stuff going on because she tried to say they was in there painting the room. But like I said before when I talked about it, you can paint with the door open. Why you got to be locked in the room with a known offender? Okay. And according to the person that said that she was locked in there, and this is a family member, her clothes looked a little disheveled when the door came open. So that lets me know that some hanky-panky was going on in that room. So grandma was getting it. Shannon was getting it. And he was messing with Naziah and his own daughter as well. But let's get back to this dude here. Eric Bethel Gamble is a R-worder and a 3-tier SDX offender. And he also was in the house with Naziah and around Naziah, in addition to Jarvis, who we all know is a 4-time now offender. Okay. Yes, he is. All right. This is the picture in question. Okay. This is the picture in question. They said that who was with Naziah. Not sure if it was real or love or suspect. Obviously, he is a suspect. He's her uncle. Okay, this is the video where she was dancing, and this is when he pulled her back on his lap. All right, this is a still picture. Okay, this is from a family member. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't have done that shit. No teenager should not be on your lap or near you. You're not even supposed to be around her. You offender. You're not supposed to be around her. This is his Facebook. Eric Gamble says, a life too short to play games. Let's give thanks for what we have now. Our family and friends giving praise. Now, he made some type of comment. Okay, let's get into these pictures right here, though. All right, so this is the van. This is the vehicle that they're saying Jarvis actually was driving the day that Naziah went missing. Now, the white Escalade is one of his baby mama's cars. Not sure if he couldn't get that car, but it said that this car was seen at the hotel where it was said that Naziah was seen. So they're saying that this is the car that he was actually driving. That's the Citgo that they're saying, which is near the rundown hotel where they're saying that Naziah was being held. That's why I said I feel like it's some trafficking shit going on because. Yeah, and Shannon actually picked up Jarvis. They're saying on the same corner, and she testified to that on the stand at the preliminary hearing. Okay, the Balfour Road or whatever. It said that that's where she picked him up from. Okay, and there's another girlfriend that lives in that area. Same van, back into where the hotel is. All right, same van. Shout out to Shay Never Forgets. I think she's a family member as well. All right, this picture I was telling y'all about, this is Jarvis at the shop. What y'all see right here? I don't know if that's one of his kids or I don't know whose child that is. He's not even supposed to be around kids, but this is Jarvis in the shop with a child right here within arm's reach. So obviously he's fixing somebody's car, getting ready to be, okay? But here he is, a known SEX offender at his shop. Not supposed to, Naziah wasn't supposed to be there. Your daughter wasn't supposed to be there. And now I don't know who child this is, but as you guys can see, this looks like a very young child, according to the arm, a very small child. You heard the judge say it wasn't just girls, that it was probably boys that were also violated as well. So I'm not putting it past at all. You around another child that you ain't supposed to be around. Okay, so it's been more than fixing cars and shit. going on with old Jarvis, and they said that there's several shop locations that he worked at. So I feel like he was running maybe some trafficking stuff through that shop, because there was a little makeshift bed or cot seen inside the shop as well, which is the same place where they said that Shannon's daughter, which is her oldest daughter that was also there with Naziah, walked in on Jarvis and Naziah in the act. And that was twice. And he also tried her, and she said, no, take me on. I told y'all about that. Okay. All right. So let's get back to some more receipts. Let's get back to some more receipts. We got the van. We got that. Okay. Y'all bear with me. We about to go, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. Let me see. We saw that. We saw that. We saw that. I'm trying to make sure I'm giving y'all all the tea before we get off. We're not gonna be on here too long. I'm trying to make sure I'm giving y'all everything before we get off, because it is a lot. Okay, yeah, that's the cousin Sierra that talked about she was touched by Shannon as a child. I think I shared that with you guys before. I'm trying to get Sierra to come on here and tell her story on here. She's already talked about it with 7 Mile Radio, but her story is very deep, and I wanted you guys to hear it. I'll play again one more time this phone call. Because he's disrespectful to all the women that he deal with, especially Shannon. They say he treats Shannon like shit, and she stay anyway because she feels like she's the main chick. But I'll play this is Jarvis. Hold on. All right, yeah, let's play it. Let's go ahead and play it.
That nigga, man, stop playing with me.
Bitch, who the fuck got a lie on your motherfucking people? Your brother literally asked me, why am I still fucking with you?
See, bitch, you are simply fucking retarded, man. Everybody that knows Shannon know, nigga, what the fuck it is. See, you the only dumb bitch because you the newcomer. You don't know nothing about nothing, man. And I'm tired of fucking keep arguing with you about some motherfuckers that I know don't belong to me. And as far as you lying about my motherfucking people saying that whole shit, stop playing with me, bro. Try that reverse psychology on another nigga, not me, man. Stop playing with me, bro. You just want to make up some fuck shit, dog. Stop playing with me, man. And you wonder why. You wonder why. You want a motherfucker to do everything, but you ain't motherfucking changing. I'm tired of your fucking crazy ass, dog. Gave you a motherfucking ring, bitch, and you think you done went fucking retarded. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. I'm not that nigga, man. Stop playing with me.
And he said he gave her a ring. Now, from what I'm hearing, he ain't never proposed to Shannon. Shannon ain't never got no ring, but she's supposed to be the main chick. I know of 2 girls they said that had a ring by him. So I don't know why he giving everybody a ring. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why he giving everybody a ring. That's weird to me. But you see how he talked to his women? Very disrespectful. I'm like, oh, and y'all stay with him? Maybe because they think he's just so fine. I don't know. I don't see it. I'm sorry. He's very disrespectful, though. Let me make sure I give y'all all these receipts. We're about to get off here, though. What was that? Oh, we'll play the audio one more time of the grandma and how she talks to the kids. Then we're going to go. Because she tried to act like she was this loving grandma. We'll play her one more time, and then we're going to go. This is going to be the last thing. Grandma with her cousin self, child. I said, well, damn.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Hey,
Get these kids out the way to go.
Take this shade up. Right here. What are these stupid ass kids did that? Why y'all got this road fucked up in front of the door? I know y'all seen it. Here, put the socks on. Y'all saw the rug fucked up, so what's going on with your coat? You don't know how to zip up your coat? Where your motherfucking coat at?
Right. Get these coats. No.
Come here. It's up under that shirt. It's up under that sweatshirt. Is you keeping that in school all day today? Is they gonna let you keep that on? This is thing is here. Go get your coat. get ready to get slapped. Like it's fuck outside. It's cold as hell outside. You, wear your coat.
And then look at pictures.
If you don't take that hoodie off and put that motherfucking coat on, I don't give a fuck whether you can fit it or not. You're not walking out of here without a coat on.
Let's go. You need a
And that coat that you wearing ain't yours nowhere. That's the one that was too, Ariel broke the zipper on. That's her. Why are you wearing a too small coat? Because she couldn't find her, so she went up there and put that beige, remember that beige coat that both of them got during Christmas time? Ariel broke the zipper on hers. I never had it fixed. She the one that ran upstairs 2 days ago and put it on, which was okay. But of course you can't fit it. It ain't your coat.
But it's tough for everybody. Right? Say prayers. You too.
Her.
And you indicated that you were close. I'm sorry, you were close with Nazaya.
Yes.
Can you think of any reason that Nazaya would not share information with you?
No. Nazaya would come to me and talk to me all the time.
Okay.
If something was bothering her, or if she had a bad day in school, you know, she'll come to me and we'll sit and talk about it. You know, I always kept the door open for communication with Nazaya and with really all of my children. So she always felt free, you know, to come to me.
Line her ass off. Okay, let's stop sharing. I'm having trouble playing something wrong with the video. I don't know. Anyway, we ended it anyway. That's the end. But y'all see how grandma said, yes, Desire can come talk to me about anything. She damn sure didn't come talk to you about when she was pregnant. I tell you that. She didn't come talk to you about that. Y'all found out. But anyway, guys, that's the end of our video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. I'm trying to keep you guys updated on everything that's going on. Love Marriage Huntsville, the Nazaya case, and anything else to come up. This hot news that I hope you guys can use. Thank you guys so much for supporting. And thank you to the mods. Thank you to the mods, Bell Wilson, KBR, Tyra, and Scorpion Miss. Thank you to all the content creators in the chat that joined as well. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for all the new subbies. Thank you guys for coming over and being on our platform as well. All right, you guys are so welcome here. All right, let's get out of here. Love you guys down. See you guys on the next one. All right, bye. Wow.